Hi, my name is Nikki. I'm here today to just basically give a testimony of some things that I have experienced in my life. Um, at the age of 11, I lost my mother, and I lost my grandmother when I was 13. When I became 15 years old, I got pregnant, and when I was 17 years old, I entered into an abusive relationship. I didn't know what abuse was at the moment. I thought, it was okay. I didn't know that being in an abusive relationship was normal because I didn't grow up, in a household that had normal activity. What I mean by normal activity, I didn't see a mother and a father interact in a healthy way. I never saw that. I'm going kind of fast because it's a lot that I have been through, but at the same time, um, when I was with this man, I eventually moved in with him. He was older than me, and we moved in together. And he continued to abuse me mentally, and it turned into a physical part. He became physical with me. He asked me to move to his home, to his state with him, and it was like once he got me where he wanted me at, he treated me like a dog, worse than a dog. At that time I had already had my baby. She was 2 years old, and he began to mistreat both of us, physically and mentally. I end up at this time I was pregnant, and I went to the hospital and I gave birth to my son. And while I was in the hospital, he had my daughter and he murdered my daughter. And I'm saying all this because I am only a living testimony of what God has done for me. In 2021, I was diagnosed with stage 2 triple negative breast cancer. Today, I'm a breast cancer survivor, and that's nobody because of God. I have been through so much in my life. I have experienced some very painful things as well. But I'm only here today because of God. And I just want to give my testimony of what God has done for me, which had brought me to a topic of who are you? We often know who we are, but I never knew who I was. I never had an identity. I always had someone to tell me who I was. I had to figure things out on my own, and it was very hard for me. I didn't know a lot, and so through my whole life I was just steady making mistakes and trying to get everything right, just trying to be perfect for somebody. But the whole time I was diminishing who I was. So I took on someone else's character and I didn't even know who I was. And if you don't know who you are, people will give you the title for yourself. They'll make you, oh, this you. They'll control you to a point that's gonna make you too confide to being yourself. So I did an assignment, and I'm like, well, who are you? And so I'm like, I figured that I'm a woman, and I understand. And I realized that I'm a woman that is healing from childhood trauma. I'm learning how to accept rejection and deal with abandonment issues. I'm learning that everyone is not supposed to like you, and that's okay. We get so caught up with being a people pleaser and want everybody to like us, but it's not about that. As long as God love you and like you, that's matter. The Bible says you was fearfully and wonderfully made. He created you. You don't have to worry about anyone not liking you because that's a them problem. That's not a you problem. Okay, you need to understand that. And I didn't know that at first. I was too busy trying to make sure everybody else okay when I was drowning in my own self. I'm grateful that I'm learning how to accept, the betrayal, because we got to understand that rejection is only protection. When we're rejected, God is really protecting us from something. And people betray you all the time. They will betray you all the time. But that's why you have to sit up and see who has your best of interests. If you don't know who you are and what you're doing, and you don't know about these people, if you have not properly vet people out, they're gonna figure it out and they're gonna do everything in their power to hurt you. And then we have to learn how to deal with our own inner insecurities. So I pray, that Lord, help me to work on my childhood trauma. Help me to heal it. And I give it to God and I allow him to help me do what I need to do in order for me to be a better person for myself and for the kingdom of God, because the things that I went through, like I said, I'm only here because of the grace of God. He kept me in my right mind. So, I just want to encourage everyone, always, no matter what you're dealing with, no matter what you're facing in life, it's important to have a relationship with God. It's important to understand who you are. It's important to understand the people that you are getting in relationships with. And I don't care if it's a physical relationship, it can be any type of relationship. It can be your job, your home girl, your homeboy, whoever it may be. You need to understand the company that you're keeping, because all company not good company. All company not good company. You need to understand and realize at the end of the day, you need to understand, you need to find out what is this person's intentions. Why are you here? Because people have wrong intentions. So that is very important to understand and realize. When you meet someone, you need to know why you're here. Who sent you? These are things important to know, and set boundaries. Learn how to set healthy boundaries. I never knew how to set boundaries. I just started learning how to set boundaries probably, like, I say, 2 years ago. Learning how to set boundaries after 35, that's, you be like, what? But if no one ever teach you these things, you're not going to do these things. People are going to continue to take advantage of you. So I just wanted to just come on here and share my testimony. um Feel free to ask me questions, I'll answer them. I understand and realize everybody's going through things in life, and I just wanted to, shed light on this, to any woman that may have lost a baby. I understand. Any woman that has been dealing with, just probably got diagnosed with breast cancer, I understand. I understand if you are in an abusive relationship. I understand even if you popped a few pills, because I was on pills too for 15 years. I've been clean for 5 years. I have been divorced twice. I have been through a lot, and I'll be recording till tomorrow morning to tell you the truth if I keep going on and on. But I know that it was for God's glory. I have nothing to do with it. It's God. It's not me. It's God. So God used me as a vessel. And I give all praises to God because He has kept me here. I know I only made it and I'm still making it because of Him.